All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the start for The Walking Dead Season 10. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on Angela Kang, letting us know that we will see Dante appear, his first appearance in The Walking Dead Season 10. And also, how do we feel about the TV series? Does it feel the same now that The Walking Dead comic book series is over? And spoiler warning if you are not caught up for the Walking Dead television series. So we're getting closer now to the trailer release at San Diego Comic-Con for the Walking Dead Season 10. And we have some new details from showrunner Angela Kang about Dante. So he's going to be appearing in the Walking Dead Season 10. So it says, Lauren Cohan vanished from the AMC series in the middle of a time jump following the heartbreaking exit of Rick Grimes. But after her whereabouts seemed to have been revealed with a twist in the comics, showrunner Angela Kang's latest announcement may just have confirmed the widow of Glenn is back. So they're thinking that because, of course, Dante is announced for The Walking Dead Season 10, that Maggie will be returning as well, which is good because, I mean, if you're having Michonne leave this year in Season 10, it's not that far off now. Her exit will be, probably before the end of this year, most likely, so we're getting closer, right? So it'd be a good thing to bring Maggie back if you're having Michonne leave. It says, speaking to Entertainment Weekly, Kang revealed a new character called Dante would be making his debut in the Season 10 premiere. In the literary words of Robert Kirkman, Dante is Maggie's first boyfriend since Glenn was bludgeoned to death by Negan's barbed-wire baseball bat, Lucille. So later on in the comic book series, it's true that that Dante does become a love interest for Maggie. It says here that we'll be meeting him, so Season 10 premiere, so likely to see something from him in the trailer, so that's good to see. A lot of us thought maybe Alden would end up actually being Dante, but it sounds like no, they're going to be separate, different characters, completely. So that's good. And we'll have to see how this works out. Michonne leaving, Maggie coming back, Dante coming in. It's probably a good thing considering you do need you need to have some new blood in there. You need to have some new star characters with so many others leaving and Michonne leaving now too. It could be cool to see him because he is kind of a fighter type of character in the comic book series. And also Jesus, of course, is gone too. So that just adds to it with another one. So it could be good to see. It says, quote, we'll be meeting the character Dante from the comics, she teased. He is this roguish, fast-talking, sometimes charming, sometimes annoying guy who can sometimes put his foot in his mouth, but is an interesting presence in the comics. So that sounds a lot to me like we'll be seeing Dante accompanying Maggie as well, too. I wonder how early in the season we'll see Maggie come back. Maybe Dante would come back with her from the Commonwealth or something, or whatever group Georgie's group ends up being. Maybe he takes a liking to her, and so she comes back and he comes with her, or something like that. Or maybe he kind of joins the groups in the meantime before she comes back. We'll see. Although, while she didn't exactly rule out Dante catching Maggie's eye on screen, Kang did stress he will play a different role to the man in the comics. So, quote, he's actually a love interest of Maggie, but in our world, the context is a little different, and he will play an important role in the story in Alexandria. So we're excited about that. So, going to be different, right? Same name. I wonder if they cast someone who's going to look like him, black hair, that kind of thing. I guess we'll have to see. But, it looks like it will be a bit of a remix here, and will be a little bit different. Cohan has remained hopeful that she'll return to The Walking Dead after bosses politely kept the door open for Maggie, as the actress took a step back to pursue other projects. Earlier this year, she starred in the critically acclaimed comedy Whiskey Cavalier, but ratings didn't keep up with the reviews, and ABC canceled the show after one season. The 37-year-old previously told Collider, I feel really, really lucky because rest assured, the Maggie story is not finished. It's still very exciting. So let me know what you guys think about this one. I mean, all around, it sounds pretty good. We'll have to see what this trailer looks like this year for The Walking Dead because, of course, it's just changed so much. And, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about The Walking Dead right now because, of course, the comic book series just ended out of nowhere. We're going to be seeing some cool stuff from Comic-Con coming for that. They got some exclusives and stuff like a Walking Dead, the final issue, and it's just the title is the variant title is renamed to The End, which is kind of cool. So I do like that. And so, man, I just don't know how I feel about the TV series right now because, at first I had said, like when people asked, do you think that the Walking Dead comics will affect the TV series with the Walking Dead comics ending? And I said, like, no, I don't think so, but I feel like it has already, like I was wrong because it's like, it's like the future, right? So even if eventually they might have caught up to it, be it season 13 or 14 or something, the fact that we literally only have up until about season 12 or 13, depending on how they adapt it, of material to go through for them, it's going to make things a lot more challenging. I mean, if you think about it, the Walking Dead comic series was so good, it must have been really easy for them to kind of take that, and well, maybe I shouldn't say easy, but it really gets them kind of a fast track sort of, kind of head start with what to do because they have this fantastic comic book series to base things on, and then they can take that, they can remix it, they can adjust it, and they can kind of tweak it and maybe change some things they didn't like, remix some stuff to keep us on the edge of our seats, and just take it from there. But it gives you a starting point to start from that makes things I think a lot easier rather than starting with a blank page where they have to completely come up with all new storylines for entire seasons. And we'll also have to see how the audience responds to it after they run out of comic book content, because it's like also not only is it to like season 12 or 13, but it's not like they can include the last part really if you think about it. They can't really include that without ending off the series. If they do the same thing that's in the final, if they adapt that or do something similar, that means it's ending because you're the way you're doing it, right? So we'll see what genius ideas they can come up with. I am still feeling optimistic about at least the next few years of The Walking Dead, but I do think it's just a very strange vibe, a very strange feeling. Looking forward to the TV series and even Fear the Walking Dead 2, knowing that the comics are over. So leave a comment below and let me know how you guys are feeling about that. Are you as excited about The Walking Dead Season 10 as you would have been if the comics were still going? You see what I'm saying? Like, because the comics have ended, does that change the way you view the Walking Dead TV series? Does it make it feel like, it's going to be harder for them to kind of deliver the same good quality stuff because they don't have that starting point to go from? Let me know what you guys think about that one too. I got a few questions and comments for today's I thought were pretty good. Alator05 had a good one. He said, when Fear the Walking Dead outlives the Walking Dead comic book series, LOL. Yeah, man, you could have never predicted that. Like, I don't care who you are. Nobody would have ever thought that Fear the Walking Dead would outlive the Walking Dead comic book series. Oh, man, it's crazy, right? So Joe 2001 says, The Walking Dead is over, The Walking Dead is not over, just the comics are over. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, the Walking Dead comic book series has ended. Robert Kirkman said The Walking Dead is over, and just like a statement just like that. It's true that the Walking Dead television series universe is going to survive on via AMC, and there's some great stuff to look forward to in the future. It's just kind of a bit of a downer to see the comic book series end like this because, we were led to believe that it was going to have a longer future, and it looked like it was going to, and then that wasn't what we saw. It ended up to be kind of a swerve, and that was kind of crazy. Blockbuster 2008 says, what the F, Trev? Game of Thrones rips our guts out, Kirkman kills Rick, and now the Walking Dead comic ends. What's next, man? I don't know, dude. This is crazy, right? Like, I'm right here with you, man. I've been depressed, right? Like, you just know it. You're like, oh, yeah, all this stuff's happening. Yeah, Trev's got to be depressed. It's like, yeah, you're right, man. It's been tough, right? I mean, for you guys, too. It's the same thing. You guys are big fans of these series. It is tough, right? I mean, again, just leave me a comment. Let me know how you guys are feeling because it's sad, man. A lot of our favorite series, it's like once you got around to that 10-year point, it's like a lot of these things just started to kind of wrap up. Game of Thrones was over. We knew that was coming. We didn't know the Walking Dead comic series was ending. And I also didn't know it was going to impact me as much as it has. I've been really sad, like after it ended, I got to admit, Kirkman got me, man. When I read that final issue, I was like, wow, that it's almost like that's the biggest death of the series is the whole series being killed off. Like, as big of a death killing off Rick was, killing off the name, killing off the whole series is bigger than that, right? Because it's like the end, period, and not going to do anything more with it is what he's saying. So unless something changes, man, it's been a really sad year, man, for fans of this type of genre for Walking Dead. Yeah, for sure. At least the TV series is still going. I guess it'd be even worse if they'd announced the TV series was ending. Then I'd be really sad. It's like, now what the hell are we going to do? I don't even have any idea, man. I'm going to start drinking or something. Lavinus Forever says, Carl named his kid Andrea instead of Lori. That's all that I care about. in the comic book series version. Yeah, that's really cool, right? So he named, isn't that strange too that he named his daughter? Well, you know, I guess even he had to recognize that Lori wasn't that great, right? So good stuff. Yeah, man. So yeah, Dalton Pinero says, thank God the TV show didn't get canceled when Rick, yeah, so thank God it didn't get canceled when Rick left, or we'd have no show and no comic. And that's absolutely true, man. I am glad. You know, people can say whatever they want. They can hate on AMC for milking it. And I've done joke videos with cows and stuff like this about them still producing it and going forward with it. But you know what, man? I actually really appreciate it. You know, especially now that the comics are over. You know, I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, I really appreciate the Walking Dead TV series. And for me, I mean, this will make the decision really easy of which is my favorite, right? Between the comics and TV series. I thought the comics ended in a great way. But I am glad the TV series is still going because I did feel like, even though it was really long running, I felt like there was still life there. Like there was enough. If Kirkman wanted to go on further, he definitely could have. It's not something to where like, you know, he had to cancel it or he had to wrap it up. Like it was getting so long that people just were totally bored of it. I mean, I don't think it was in that situation. Some people got turned off to it, but I don't think it was like that bad to the point where it's like, you know, you have to end it. No, he could have definitely done more if he wanted to. And I am glad that the TV series is continuing on rather than ending, because now that Game of Thrones is over, it's kind of like, you know, it's just as a fan, it's like, oh, damn, you used to be used to this, and now it's over, and, you know, now you don't have anything. It's like the quality would have to be pretty bad to be worse than nothing, you know, is one way to think about it. Although some people do like to have a nice end and just wrap it up because it's over and, you know, that kind of thing. They don't want to see it continue. So there's people like that, too. They don't want to see it continue because they just want it to end and be done with it, that kind of thing. But I'm happy they're continuing on. Last one will be from Little Scream, who says, personally, I hope that the show doesn't last past season 13. I really hope we get something similar to the comic ending. Well, we could. You know, we could see something like that, and then maybe they're doing like Fear and the new spinoff and the movies and the original Walking Dead series. I can pretty much guarantee you by the time season 13 rolls around, I would expect not to have so many Walking Dead properties on. At that time, I would not be surprised if Fear was done. The spinoff, whether or not it works or not, maybe it doesn't, and maybe it gets canceled after a couple of years, something like that. But who knows, man? You know, AMC feels really gung-ho on Walking Dead. You know, they want to keep going. They want to do it. It's the biggest hit they've ever had. They don't want to let it go, and it makes sense to me. And if the movies are good enough quality, it could really kind of, you know, just make that, even take that a step further. So we'll see. But yeah, season 13 or something, I'll be really happy if they get to season 12 or season 13. And then if they want to end it at that point, it's like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. But for me personally, as long as it's still good and you still at least have some of those same characters from, you know, the first few seasons, like even if you have just Daryl or Maggie or Carol, like at least one of them, at the very least, you know, maybe two, better than none, or Rick, then it's not so bad. But if you get to the point where you lose Daryl, you lose Carol, you lose Maggie, you lose Michonne, you lose Rick, and then you don't have any of them to use for the series, then it's like, okay, now we got to end it or something. I don't know. But we'll see. I don't think we're at that stage yet. And I want to be careful with my words because, you know, it's kind of like the comics just ended so abruptly. And I'm just feeling such despair that I'm like, like, don't end the TV series, man. You know, I know some people get bored of it, but for the rest of us who aren't, it's like, it's better than nothing, man. It's better than nothing. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Leave a comment, though. That's the biggest one. Let me know how you're feeling about Dante coming in and how you feel about the TV series now that the comics are over. Are you still looking forward to it as much as you normally would? And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.